Greetings, Heartland fans. You're watching your go-to channel for everything Heartland, where we dive deep into the stories, emotions, and characters. I'm going to discuss a very special episode, one that fans have been anticipating for years. The beloved tale is given an incredible new twist by this. Yes, Ty Borden makes a big comeback in Heartland Season 19, Episode 1. That's right, Ty is finally back. In the flesh, not as a spirit or in a nightmare. Everything is altered by this. We'll go over how the show set up his return, Amy's heartbreaking reaction, Lindy's innocent but powerful connection to her dad, Jack's profound wisdom, Lou's conflicted feelings, Georgie's development, and Tim's tough love. Naturally, Ty and Amy will have a private, deeply personal conversation that may just leave you in tears. Make sure to like the video, comment with your favorite Ty Borden memory, and subscribe to notifications for more touching Heartland tales. Let's jump right into the most powerful episode in a long time before we get started. To truly feel the weight of Ty Borden's return, we have to start with his past. Ty was more than just a character in Heartland. Fans knew he was special from the moment he arrived at the ranch as a troubled teen with a criminal record. We witnessed Ty's development as a person, and not just as a veterinarian or horse whisperer. He became a devoted husband and father over time, forming close relationships with Amy and Jack. One of the most beautiful and slow-burning relationships on television was his love story with Amy. Through their victories, dreams, losses, and fear, they were there for one another. As a result, when Ty unexpectedly passed away in Season 14 due to complications from a gunshot wound, it felt like the show had lost its breath. When Amy finds out that he has passed away while sitting next to her, it is one of the most heartbreaking scenes in the history of Heartland. Every character and the audience were affected by his passing, not just Amy or Lindy. As Amy raised Lindy on her own, we witnessed her attempt to rebuild her life piece by piece. Jack stepped up as her rock. Lou concentrated on preserving order. Tim fought his guilt. Georgie had to grow up faster than expected. But even as the seasons passed, Ty's spirit never truly left. Every mention of him felt like a wound that hadn't fully healed. Yet his legacy remained strong. That's why, when rumors began swirling that season 19 might bring him back, fans everywhere held their breath. Could it be accurate? Could Heartland really give us one more chapter in Ty's story? Like every other episode in Season 19, Episode 1 begins with the expansive beauty of the Alberta landscape. The ranch is bathed in golden morning light, and Amy is on horseback. But immediately, there's a quiet intensity in the air. Something feels off. Careful editing sets the tone. An old photograph of Ty falls off the mantel, as if pushed by fate. Subtle clues begin to emerge. Something unexplainable causes Amy to pause and look into the distance. A pickup truck with a familiar silhouette in the driver's seat appears. It initially appears to be a mental illusion. But when the truck enters Heartland and the door opens, Ty Borden steps out. Not in a flashback. Not as a recollection, but alive and real. The explanation is well thought out and shocking at the same time. Ty didn't die. He was put under witness protection to ensure the safety of Amy and Lindy after testifying against dangerous individuals connected to the gun incident. His death was staged by authorities. Ty had no choice. He has longed for his family while living under a new identity. But now, with the danger past, he's finally home. The camera captures his first steps back at Heartland, walking across the ranch, touching the barn walls, gazing at the jumping ring where Amy trained. It's emotional, understated, and powerful. The moment we have all been waiting for comes next. Ty sees Amy. Amy freezes in disbelief. Her face goes pale, tears welling in her eyes. It's as if time stops. She walks toward him slowly, each step hesitant, as though afraid he'll disappear. "Ty?" she whispers, barely able to speak. Ty looks at her, his eyes glassy. He says, "It's me, Amy." When they embrace, it's not dramatic, it's fragile. Her hands tremble against his back, her tears soaking through his shirt. It's not just the joy of seeing him again. It's the pain of all the lost years, She pulls back and stares at him. You were dead, she whispers. I buried you. Ty shakes his head slowly. I couldn't stop thinking about you. I never stopped loving you. In the scenes that follow, Amy wrestles with a storm of emotions: relief, joy, anger, sadness. She clutches Ty's old flannel shirt to her chest. She looks through old photos of them. She watches Lindy sleep, wondering how to explain everything. It's a raw, honest portrayal of love lost and found. Amy doesn't simply welcome Ty back with open arms. She goes through the pain, the strength she had to build, and the years they were gone for. Perhaps the most emotional moment is when Lindy meets her father not in a dream, but in real life. Lindy enters the barn and sees a man standing beside Amy. She stops and looks at me. Amy kneels beside her. Sweetheart, this is your dad. Lindy's lips tremble. She says quietly, but Daddy's in the sky, echoing what Amy must have told her. Ty falls to the ground crying already. I had to leave to ensure your safety, but I never stopped loving you. Lindy takes a few uncertain steps, a long pause, and then she runs into his arms. Ty whispers how much he's missed her and how proud he is. He holds her tight, as if never wanting to let go. Lindy's innocence, her joy, her trust, it makes the reunion unforgettable. Heartland fans, the moment we've all been waiting for has finally arrived. After years of heartbreak, unanswered questions, and emotional turmoil, Ty Borden is back. A whisper. Everyone is shaken to their core when she says, Daddy. Ty drops to his knees instantly, his arms wide open, his voice breaking with emotion as he chokes out, I'm here, baby girl. I so regret not being present. Without hesitation, Lindy runs straight into his arms, sobbing into his shoulder, her tiny fingers clutching his shirt as if afraid he'll disappear again. Ty whispers, I love you, sweetheart, as he holds her like his life depends on it. I've always loved you. The feelings are overwhelming as the family gathers. Jack, still weeping, comes forward and firmly holds Ty's shoulder. Lou, her earlier shock replaced with raw emotion, pulls Ty into a crushing hug. Even Tim, who rarely shows affection, gives Ty an embrace and pats him on the back. His usual tough demeanor breaks just a little to show how relieved he is underneath. The world outside of Heartland Ranch continues to move as the family slowly begins to process the shocking reality of Ty's return. Amy and Ty, on the other hand, are stuck in time. The sun, now higher in the sky, casts golden light across the land, but neither of them notices. They are caught in a situation that is both surreal and impossible, as if one bad move could destroy the fragile reality they are barely holding on to. After the emotional reunions with Lindy and the rest of the family, the ranch gradually settles into silence. Jack, Lou, Tim, and Georgie step back, sensing that Amy and Ty need to be alone. After enduring the overwhelming emotions of the day, Lindy eventually falls asleep in her father's arms, still tightly holding on to him. Ty gently hands her to Lou, who carries her inside, leaving Amy and Ty standing alone beneath the old oak tree, the very place where so many of their memories were made. For the longest time, neither of them speaks. Unspoken words, questions, and years of longing and heartbreak permeate the air between them. Amy, still red and puffy from crying, looks at Ty's face as if she is trying to convince herself that he is real and not just a dream she will wake up from. The silence is finally broken by her tiny, shaky, and full of raw emotion voice. Ty, how? Even though it is only one word, it conveys everything: her agony, her confusion, her disbelief, and her urgent need to comprehend. How is he here? What keeps him alive? He must have been lying to her about how long he had been gone. Ty takes a deep breath, his hands clenched into fists as he struggles to find the right words. His voice is hoarse, thick with emotions he's been holding in for what feels like forever. Amy, I had no desire to leave you. I had no desire to leave our family. However, I had no choice. Amy's brows furrow, confusion flickering across her face. Her arms wrap around herself instinctively, as if bracing for whatever he is about to say. What do you mean you had no choice? I observed you. Ty, I witnessed your death. I embraced you with my arms. I dug you up, her voice breaks, and she presses a hand to her mouth to stifle a sob. Ty approaches her, his hands shaking as he gently places them on her arms. Amy, pay attention to me. What you saw that day, it wasn't the full truth. I was killed. I was near death. But at the last second, there was a chance. A remote possibility that I would survive. Despite the risk, the doctors had a way to save me. The only issue was that I had to vanish. Amy's breath catches in her throat. Disappear. Her mind reels, trying to piece together his words. You mean they faked your death? Ty, why? Why would they act like that? Ty swallows hard, his jaw tightening as if the memories are too painful to relive. Because the people who shot me, they were still out there. Amy, it was not an accidental event. It was a success. I was wanted dead by someone. Additionally, they would have arrived if they discovered I was still alive. Ty's voice trembles, thick with urgency. After me, and worse, they would have come after you. Also, Lindy. Amy stumbles back as if struck, her breath catching in her throat. Under her feet, the entire world sways. She mutters, shaking her head no. No, Ty. That cannot be right. Why didn't anyone inform me? Why wouldn't Jack or Lou? Why wouldn't anyone say something? Ty's eyes cloud with sorrow, and he takes a halting step toward her. Because I promised them. I begged them. Amy, I knew that the only way I could keep you safe was for you to believe I was gone. His hands are shaking at his sides as he clenches his jaw. I thought if you believed it, then whoever was watching whoever was after me, they'd believe it too. And you'd be left alone, safe, untouched. Amy's voice trembles, fragile and cracking. Safe? She responds with rage. Ty, I was anything but safe. I was submerged. Every day without you was like trying to breathe through glass. Ty's voice breaks. He pacifies like a man in a cage as he runs his hand through his hair. Do you have any idea how many nights I laid awake knowing you were crying yourself to sleep? You were aware that I was breaking your heart into pieces that you would have to live with? I missed every bedtime story, every scraped knee. Each birthday, it tore me apart that I missed our daughter's first words and steps. He walks around, his voice rough and hoarse. It killed me, Amy. Every damn day I was gone, it killed me. However, I carried it out because I was unable to risk losing you both. If anything happened to you or Lindy because of me, he stops himself, his voice choking off. I couldn't live with that. Amy's tears now fall freely, silent at first, and then in waves that shake her whole body. Her voice rises in wounded fury. Ty, are you aware of what I went through? Do you have any idea? She presses her palms to her chest as if to hold herself together. I was alone. I tried to be strong for Lindy, for the ranch, for everyone, but I was hollow without you. You didn't just vanish, rather, you destroyed everything we built. Her voice is caught. Her anger is not just fury, it's grief, years of it. I watched our daughter grow up with questions I couldn't answer. She asked me every night why Daddy wasn't home. Additionally, I informed her that he was in the heavens, that he was watching over her. And now you're just here? Like nothing happened? Ty's face contorts, guilt etched into every line. He seems like he wants to fall over from the weight of everything. He says softly, I know. I know what I put you through. And I hate myself for it. However, Amy, God, I would have taken it if there had been any other option. He steps closer, slower this time, his hands raised gently. Then, finally trembling, he cups her face with the tenderness of a man who still can't believe she's real. I never stopped loving you. Not for a second. Every move I made, every breath I took out there, it was for you. For Lindy. The warmth, realness, and achingly familiarity of his hands cause Amy to close her eyes. The ghost she mourned is flesh and bone again. For a moment, she lets herself feel it. However, the pain returns quickly. She pulls back, trembling. I don't know how to move forward from this, Ty. You were dead. How can I simply get over that pain and continue where we left off? Ty nods slowly, taking in the truth of her words. You don't, he replies, his voice quiet. You don't erase it. And I don't expect you to. I don't expect you to forgive me today. Or tomorrow. But I'm here now. I'm not going fast. I'm not hiding. And I will spend every single day proving that I'm still the man you loved and the father Lindy deserves. The silence that follows is thick with everything unspoken: grief, love, regret, hope. But it's a new kind of silence. It doesn't crush. It lingers like the moment before the first sunrise after a long winter. Amy studies his face, as if searching for something, maybe for the boy she once loved, maybe for the man he's become. Finally, in a broken whisper, she says, I don't know if I can forgive you yet, but I don't want to lose you again. Ty lets out a shaky, awe-struck exhale, wiping a tear from his cheek. Then a fragile smile touches his lips, the first true one in years. Then that's enough for now. And as the golden sun crests the horizon, casting a warm glow over the ranch, their home, Amy and Ty stand together once more. Not as they were, but as they are, two people scarred by loss, bound by love, and slowly, painfully, finding their way back to each other. This was more than just a get-together. It was a resurrection. It was heartbreak and healing woven together in a single breath. Ty's return was about coming home, not just survival. To the woman he loved, to the daughter he missed, to the life that wouldn't let him go. The road ahead is uncertain. However, one truth shines brighter than ever: love can return, no matter how battered it is. What did you feel in this moment? Do you think Amy will ever fully forgive Ty? Or is this the beginning of a brand new type of love, one that was forged in flames and rebuilt from ashes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear all your predictions, heartbreaks, and hopes for season 19 of Heartland. And if this scene stirred something in you, hit that like button, subscribe to Next Door, and ring the bell so you never miss an emotional deep dive into the world of Heartland. Because after everything, this isn't the end. This is just the start.